The Old Man Pub, Irish Pub is open. Welcome. We have a guest tonight, Tyler again. Um, and we're going to try a little something. I don't have anything really planned for tonight about, anything in particular. I'm doing a little test here, so we're going to see here. How we doing?
Good.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler has, well, I do too. Tyler has a little pour in his glass there. He has no clue what it is. And I'm going to have him kind of talk about it a little bit. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and nose it out. Ready, take a taste. I'm not asking for notes. I don't care if you smell popsicles or honey or any of that kind of stuff. Just got a good nose on it?
Yeah, very good nose. It doesn't smell like anything like a super strong, like a strong alcohol flavor. And it's got a very nice, smooth sense, a little bit fruity, but
okay. So he likes the nose on it.
I love the nose of it.
Loves the nose on it.
Very good.
Okay. Got him a sip there. Same kind of thing, I don't really care what you taste or don't taste, or just kind of overall thoughts.
It's a very easy drinker. It goes down really nice. It's very smooth.
Okay.
I don't like to use the word smooth, but that's what it is.
It's creamy.
It's creamy. There you go. I like that word better. It's creamy.
So you like it?
I like it.
Okay. I'm sure most of you, whether you drink bourbon, scotch, rye, Canadian, whatever, I'm thinking you probably have done the same thing. Maybe you didn't know what you had there, so you're smelling it, you like it, you drink it, it's pretty good. So now my question is, what would you expect to pay for that bottle? What would you be happy paying for that bottle? If you could run up to the store and grab that, where would you feel comfortable saying, all right?
If I could get it for $50 or less, I'd be pretty happy.
$50? That's a good whiskey at $50?
Oh yeah, I've had
Okay.
a lot of good whiskeys at that price range.
Okay. At what point, if it was like a $10 whiskey or $15 whiskey, is it still a good whiskey?
Depends on what it is. I mean,
It's that.
I've had cheap whiskey before, and I've loved them. So
No, I'm saying if you could get that at the store at $10, $15, does it make it bad because it's a bottom shelf?
no, it's all about the flavor. There's nothing to do with where it's at on the shelf. I've had expensive whiskeys that aren't.
Okay.
So
What if I said that was, what did you say, $50? What if I said that was a $100 bottle? Is it still a good whiskey?
yeah, it's still a good whiskey. I don't know if the price really changes what you would think of.
What if I told you the MSRP was 80?
Now you're starting to make me wonder a little bit, but like I said, I just can't correlate price with whiskeys. I mean, I've had a lot of them, so
Like I said, if MSRP was at 80 on that,
I'd probably still
and
buy
you bought it for 50, you'd be damn happy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if it was MSRP at 80 and you went up there and it was 100, is it still a good? I mean,
It's still a good whiskey. I'd probably still buy it.
it's over MSRP.
But if I like it, I like it, right?
Huh. So I don't understand, and this is the point of the show tonight. I don't understand where somebody comes out and say, "Oh, that's a good whiskey at $50," or "That's a good whiskey at MSRP." I don't get that. Okay. There is MSRP does have some backing on it. It costs so much to make that product and bottle that product and all that. But essentially, MSRP is just a number thrown out by the manufacturer. And quite honestly, if everybody says, yeah, I won't pay over MSRP for anything, well, me and Tyler's pretty much going to have to quit drinking because everything up here is pretty much over MSRP because of where we're at. and everybody adds their little 2 cents on there, and by the time it gets up here, it's over MSRP. And I don't care what MSRP is. In fact, I probably get more disturbed when somebody says, that's a good whiskey if you can get it at MSRP. Well, I don't really care to get it then, you know, because I don't care about the MSRP, you know. And if I told you that was a $1,000 whiskey, would you want to get it?
Well, I'd drink it. I can't afford $1,000 whiskey, but yes.
Okay, I can afford $1,000 whiskey. Would you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. He enjoys good whiskey on my dime.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, my point is a good whiskey is a good whiskey regardless of what the price point is. Okay? If you take a sip of it and you enjoy it, you take a nose of it and it's got a good nose on it, it doesn't matter what the price
Right.
is. Okay, we're talking about the whiskey there. Okay, now then if you're talking about, okay, I'd like to buy a bottle of that, how much is it? It has nothing to do with the taste of the whiskey. It has how much can you afford and how much can you justify to yourself that I ought to spend that much money on that.
Correct.
Okay. What if I told you this was a $50,000 bottle of whiskey?
I wish I was here when you opened it.
Is this something that we shouldn't have opened and we should have just left on the shelf
No.
and tried to make it a $52,000 next year?
No. The whole point of having a whiskey is to drink it.
There you go. Whiskey's made to be drank. It's meant to be shared.
It's meant to enjoy with friends.
Yeah, you know. So whatever you're out there drinking, you could be a Tyler, okay? I like some really nice, expensive whiskeys, but I can't afford them, so I'm going to go over to the old man's pub and I'll have the really nice, expensive whiskeys over there. And like I said, it's to everybody. You know, it's your whiskey. Drink it your way. It's your budget. Buy what you can. You know, if you see a bottle there that you're really interested in buying, it's a $130 bottle. There's no sense for you to go out and say, hey, is this worth it? Because I guarantee you there's a ton of people out there that's going to tell you no because they can't afford a $130 bottle of whiskey. You're going to have just as many going to turn around and tell you, oh yeah, that's a lovely bottle for $130. That's a steal. So it's your budget. Spend it the way you want to. Spend it on the whiskey you want to. Okay? If it's something you want to try, you got the money, you can afford it, give it a shot. And if it's not something you enjoy, I'm sure you got buddies that'll drink it. You know, you can invite them over and give them this lovely whiskey, and you'll drink the stuff that you enjoy. Or maybe you love it and you don't want to share it with your buddies. Who knows?
Right.
But, you know, like I said, don't let MSRP keep you from getting something that you think you would really like and what that number is, because it's going to be different everywhere, and it's going to be based on your budget, you know, and your desire. Now, like I said, if I can't really justify spending that much money on a bottle right now, then don't do it, you know. Go ahead and get you a cheaper bottle, and, you know, maybe next month or next year or something, you actually have a little extra money there. And we lost our fire went out, so now we're just smoking. But, you know, maybe next year you can get that bottle or whatever. And I'm not going to tell anybody don't get a bottle and just set it on the shelf and try to turn it. That's up to you, but that's stupid. That's not the purpose of a whiskey. You know, you don't go to a 5-star restaurant and buy a beautiful steak, bring it home and hang it on the wall and say, yeah, I paid $50 for that steak, and I'm going to try to turn around and sell it for, you know, $100 next year or 2 years down the road. And I guarantee you the chef don't want you doing that. He wants you to sit right there and eat that steak the way he intended it, and that's what the distillers want. They want you to enjoy that. And honestly, when they put a $50,000 price tag on a bottle of whiskey, it ain't for us. It never was meant to be for us. So just don't even worry about that. Just go, oh, man, that's nice. That must be some really great stuff, and let these rich people, these collectors and everything else that are doing that, let them worry about that. try to find one of those and buddy them up and see if you can convince them to get drunk and crack that bottle and you can try it. So,
Yeah,
that work?
that's what I do.
But anyway, I guess that's about all I have to say tonight. I guess I'll go ahead and reveal. The whiskey in the glass is a Bushmills Black Bush, and it's right about 40-50 bucks on the shelf here. So, I mean, he called that pretty good. And it is a very nice whiskey, you know. Whether it's $40, whether it's $10, or whether it's $60, it's a good whiskey. Now, if it was $100, yeah, I might have to think about not getting it, because I think at $100 there's probably something else out there in the Bushmill line that I'd rather pick up. So, but like I said, that's my choice. You do what you want to do. It's your whiskey. Drink it your way. All right, everybody, have a good evening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Have a good night.
Sláinte.